So arms out wide, knees bent, feet flat on the floor, and we're just going to start by moving our knees from side to side. And actually I was reading something yesterday that was talking about rehab, and I can't remember what it was rehab for, but it was describing this move as a very gentle core exercise. And if you think about it, you are actually using your core to stop those legs going over to the side. You're stretching the front of the core, those obliques, as well as stretching the lower back, which is a nice thing to do after a long cold night in bed, because it's still very cold, isn't it?
Yes.
Yeah.
It's still frosted colours.
Oh. And then coming back to center, we're just going to send one leg up to the ceiling and hold on to the back of it. So hold on to the back of the thigh. If you can, get the head down on the floor, and then just anchor down through your shoulders and your hips and point and flex the foot, slowly and very gently straightening the leg. It might feel quite intense, like quite a stretch. And then rotate through the ankle in one direction and then in the other direction. And we're going to swap legs. We'll save the intensity for later. So just lifting the opposite leg up, holding onto the back of the thigh, inhaling, and as you exhale, point and flex the foot. Rotating through the ankle. Maybe on the next exhale, you fully straighten that leg. Just feel that stretch down the back of the thigh, the back of the lower leg, all the way into the heel. Nice. And then bring the foot down to the floor again. But this time you're going to open your feet a little bit wider, maybe even as wide as your mat. Keep your head on the floor and the arms wide, and just move those knees from side to side. So now bringing a bit more movement into the hips, and the head can go in the opposite direction as well. Loosening up those neck muscles, softening through your jaw. You can add the breath, which will slow you down, inhaling the knees up, exhaling them down, inhaling them up, and exhaling them down. Let's do that one more time to the other side. So inhaling them up, exhaling them down, and then inhaling them back to center, where we're going to lift those feet up off the floor and hook our arms behind the knees and just hug those knees into your chest. So we're just stretching that back out lengthways. Then place your feet down on the floor. Slowly, we're going to come up into a glute bridge, stretching the back out in the other direction. Very slowly, just lifting all the way up, squeezing those glutes at the top. And then coming back down again. And then you're going to take one knee in one hand, the other knee in the other hand, and you're just going to draw circles with those knees. So independent circles. One leg goes in one direction, the other one goes in the other direction. Just exploring the range of motion in those hips. And a caveat here as well, you don't have to go in circles if that doesn't feel good. And because my hips are so wildly different, I'm actually just doing one and then doing the other. It's like I'm doing figures of 8. So just as long as you're moving that big thigh bone in the hip socket, that's all I want here. Good. Nice. Okay, take a hold of the back of your thighs. Going to get you to come up into boat pose. So wake that core up. Good. Lift your chest up. Nice. And then place your feet down on the floor and turn to face me with your knees both at 90 degrees. Now, I'm just going to get up and adjust my light because I can see I'm not very bright and I want you to be able to see me. Just going to adjust this and make sure your front foot is flexed. There we go. Spotlight on. Now I'm probably not going to be able to see, but that's okay. Much better, you can see me now. So both knees at 90 degrees. And we're going to move them to the other side. So similar to what we were doing down on the ground, moving those hips and move all this messy stuff out of the way. Good. And then coming up and over to the other side. Now, this movement, moving from side to side, is good for the mobility. And once you're there, Pat, I want you to just move your upper body around. So come to stillness there. That's it, stop there. And then move your upper body. That's it. And you might be able to zigzag down. Can you come all the way down, or maybe just down onto your elbows? That's it. And then come on up and we'll go to the other side. So again, we're stopping here, moving in the lower back, moving that body around and then coming down. Oh. And now we're going to do what you were doing before, which is to have those feet as wide as possible. Support yourself with your hands and move the knees from side to side. That's it. So try and keep your feet where they are and just move in the knees. And the knees don't have to go all the way over to the floor. Just move in that range that suits you. Problem with this is I always end up moving forwards. Do you move forwards? Yeah. It's like a slow means of transport. Ah, good. From here, we're going to come up onto our knees. So going back onto my mat after I've travelled halfway across the floor, and go nice and wide with those knees. Hands on your hips and roll those shoulders up, back and down. Good. Inhale, lift your shoulders up. Exhale, pull them back and down. And again, inhale, lift them up, and exhale, pull them back and down. Nice. And we're going to bring our hands up. And as you exhale, slowly float those hands down, come down into child's pose. Bringing your head down to the floor, or if you need to bring the floor up to you, you can use a pillow or a block. Hips go down towards your heels. And we just settle now. This is a lovely back stretch. It's also a lovely way to just relax yourself. Breathing here. And then inhale and come up. I'm going to get you to come up to all fours. So aligning those hands under your shoulders and knees underneath your hips. And we're going to start by moving those hips from side to side. Like a slow waggy tail on a puppy. You can get the shoulders involved as well, so you can start to move the shoulders and the neck. So keep the neck in line with the spine. Try not to let your head hang. That's it. So we're just looking down at the floor. Good. And then walk your knees back a little bit. We're going to exhale and come down to puppy pose, which means it's like child's pose, but the hips are up in the air. So that stretch in your upper back. And then inhale and come forwards. Put the weight onto the wrists. Have another little wiggle here. And exhale, coming back down into puppy pose. Stretching through your upper back. Inhale again and come up. This time we're going to come down into Sphinx pose. So bringing those hips down to the floor, elbows are under your shoulders, pushing into the tops of your feet and looking out to the horizon. Have a little wiggle here. So just move side to side. Keep squeezing the glutes. So elbows under shoulders, pat. So if you line your elbow directly under your shoulder, because your elbows are way back. There we go. And then you're going to need to lift your chest up. So push away from the floor. That's it. Yes. Beautiful. Push into the tops of your feet and just gently wiggle again from side to side. So you're moving the whole of that upper body. Good. Nice. Bring your hands down where your elbows were. Keep your elbows tucked tight. Push away from the floor into all fours. And tuck your toes under. Well done. Tuck your toes under and push your heels down. Come up into your down dog. Let your head hang here. Feel that stretch in your upper back and move gently in the legs. So bending and straightening your knees here. Nice. So sending those heels down towards the floor. That's it. Just really feel your way into this down dog. I always think of this pose as home because it always just feels so good. Nice. Inhale and come forwards into a high plank, nice and strong. Good. Gently lower your knees. And then sink your hips back towards your heels. Back into child's pose. Inhaling, coming up again to all fours. Tuck your toes under and exhale to down dog. And now three-legged dog. Lift your right leg up and keep your hips even. Good. That's beautiful. Bring that right leg down. Just reset your dog here. So make sure you're pushing into your upper back. Really push into your upper back here. Head comes down between your elbows. Yes. And then the left leg lifts, keeping that head between the elbows here. Good. Nice. And then bring the foot down. Push into both heels, back into your down dog. We're going to come into our forward folds. Bend your knees and take as many steps as you need to, coming up into that forward fold. You can walk your hands back towards your feet as well, as long as the hands and the feet meet. So you've got all the weight on your feet. That's it. Let your head go. Look down between your knees. Gentle bend in those knees. Now, take a hold of your elbows. That's it. And just sway gently from side to side. This is our ragdoll position. And now starting very slowly at the feet, you're going to push away from the floor. Feel the energy going up your body. When it gets to your waist, you're going to start to stack that lower back on top of itself. Slowly, slowly rolling up. And the head comes up last. Nice. And then we can unclasp our hands and just move in those shoulders. So just bring your elbows back and then bring them forwards, bring them back and forwards. Good. And then reach your arms out towards me. Interlace your fingers and pull them away, rounding through your back, diving your head down between your elbows. Nice. Unclasp those hands, reach out wide, and you're going to send your chest towards me. So squeezing those shoulder blades together, nice. Opening out through your chest. Then bring your hands down by your side and reset into mountain pose. So heels under hips, roll those shoulders up, back and down, and then inhale your hands up. This is our extended mountain. Big inhale here, look up towards those thumbs. Bring your palms together. As you exhale, bring the hands down to heart center, and you're following those fingers with your eyes. Good, and we're going to stop with our hands in the center of our chest. Good, you've got lovely wrist mobility there as well, Pat, because you can bring your hands down quite far. And then just bring your hands up again, see if you can squeeze your elbows together. That's it. And bring the hands back down again. Good, so pushing the hands together. Now we're going to do something for the shoulders. I forget what this is called, but you're going to bring both of your hands out towards me with the palms down. You're going to take your right hand and place it underneath that left arm. So you've got your hand holding on. If you just have that hand loose, that's it. And then you're going to lift up and lift the elbows up. So careful not to force yourself here. That's it. Just bring your elbows up to chest height. I can't see your face. So if you bring, that's it, bring the elbows down so I can see your face. Good. And then uncross, roll those shoulders up, back and down. We're going to go in the other direction. So arms out. This time, that left arm comes underneath. And we just lift those elbows up. Good. Do you have a strap, Pat?
No, I haven't got that yet.
Do you have a piece of something, just like something that you can hold on to? It could be a sock, it could be your belt. Your belt for your dressing gown belt. Because it looks like your shoulders have got very similar mobility to mine. My shoulders can't do this. Right, you're going to take the belt into the right hand. Good. And then that left hand is going to come underneath it. That's it. And then you're going to bring that belt into the left hand. That's it. And then you're just going to lift up and pull. Oh, can you feel that stretch in the back and in the shoulders?
Oh, yes.
Yeah, it's nice, isn't it? Okay, let it go. Left hand. So left hand reaches. So we reach to make space in the joint. And the right hand comes up. And we take, oh yes, that left shoulder of mine is a lot stiffer. Can definitely feel that. The problem with me is I've got arthritic shoulders, so that's why I always end up with big muscles on my shoulders, because I work them really hard. But as a result, I have to compromise mobility. Good. Let it go. We're going to the back. So start off again with that strap. Who needs a strap when you've got your dressing gown belt, right? In the right hand. You're going to reach up to make space in that joint and bring the elbow behind you. You've done this one before. Other hand comes up, grabs a hold of that, and we pull. So now opening out the shoulders towards the back of the body. Now careful not to let the arm push you down. You want to lift up. You want to feel your belly Stretching here. Good. Inhale, and as you exhale, maybe pull down a little bit with that bottom hand. Opening out through the shoulder, relaxing your body. Inhale, and then as you exhale, let it go, and you're going to have the strap in your left hand. That's it. Left hand reaches up, hand over. I'm going to come down onto my knees so you can see, but you can stay standing. And the other hand comes up behind you. You're there already. Good. Just need to not grab a hold of my hair. Inhaling, lifting up, and exhaling and pulling down. Oh, so nice for the shoulders. So we've got hips and shoulders that we're showing a little bit of love today. Nice. And then bring it out, and you can discard your dressing gown belt. Come into a wide stance and bring your arms up. So into starfish, reaching the arms up into the corners of the room. Good. And then just bring them down behind you. Clasp your hands behind you. And we're going to pull down. So trying to squeeze your elbows together. That's it. Again, unclasp. Inhaling, bringing your arms up so that they're parallel. Reach to one side. Come back to center, reach to the other side. Come back to center and close those hands. And pull away. So pull all those muscles attached to the shoulders around through your back. Gentle bend in your knees here. Good. Unclasp your hands again. Bring them down behind you. And pull down. Now we're going to add a forward fold. So take a gentle bend in your knees. Keep squeezing your elbows together. Inhale and lift your chest. Exhale, fold forward. So the head goes down and those arms will come up because we've made loads of space in our shoulders. Nice. Again, pushing away from the floor, letting the energy come up the body and slowly rolling up, stacking the back on top of itself. Oh, unclasp those hands and roll those shoulders up, back and down. So bring your hands onto your shoulders and roll those shoulders forwards. That's nice. And just let your arms hang down by your side and move your head from side to side. So we've worked our way all the way up the body. Now we're just ending with the neck. So use your breath. Inhale, bring your head to center. Exhale to one side. Inhale to center. Exhale to the other side. Inhale to center. And now we're going to go side to side. So look over your right shoulder. Keep your chin parallel to the ground. Come back to center. Look over the left shoulder. One more time on each side. Nice and slow. Nice. And now you're going to circle your head. So using all of those planes of motion. Slowly circling. So your eyes follow as far as you can go. Feeling the stretch across the front of your throat as you look up. Feeling that compression in your throat as you look down. Relax through your face, relax through your jaw. We're going to stop with our chin towards our chest and change direction. Where you get a sense of if you have any stiffness. Oh yes, there's one particular spot there that I can feel.
I've got two.
You've got two? Are they on the same side? Ah. Okay, and then coming to center. Now, do you have one of those HiiT pads, Pat? You know those things you put in the microwave, like a bean thing?
No, no, we've only got ice bags.
Those HiiT pads are really nice for putting on your neck, and if you find a spot, or if you've got a hot water bottle or something, that's nice to put on the spot like that. Nice. So roll those shoulders up, back and down. Bring your hands onto your hips, and we're slowly going to send those hips back, coming down into a sumo squat. So forearms onto thighs, send those hips down as low as you can. Inhale, and as you exhale, come into a forward fold. Let your arms go. Inhale here, and then again as you exhale, send those hips down and your head comes up, so neck in line with spine. You're going to send your left hand down towards the left heel. Right hand reaches up. Nice. Right hand comes down, holds onto the right ankle. Left hand opens. Bring those hands down and push away from the floor into a forward fold again. Let the arms go, let the head go. Gentle sway from side to side. And then inhale and come into that sumo squat again. Palms of the hands together. A little bit of strength here. Bring the hands up. Push away from the floor. Open those arms out. Sink down into goddess pose. Lovely. And then stand up and bring those arms down behind you. Clasp them again and pull down, opening out through your chest. Oh, lovely. Unclasp everything, shake everything out. We're just going to do some side-to-side balancing poses, especially for you, Pat.
Thank you.
So choosing whichever side you want to go to. Now remember, the shoulders and the hips stay parallel to each other and you tip. Good, well done. Step over to the other side. Remember, this is play. Now reach those arms out. Step over again. It's great, it's great. So what you can do is just aim to get that foot up. You don't have to get it super high. Just get it up and be stable. When you find that spot, that's your spot. Stay there. There you go, see? Swap over to the other side again. Just lift it up as high as you can. Hold it there. This side a little bit less stable. I would say it's the ankle. Yeah. And then come to center. Roll those shoulders up, back and down. Torso twist. Inhale your hands up, palms together. And exhale those hands down to heart center. And namaste. So